Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of the DAN Show, and welcome to my latest 2022 NFL preview video. Today, I'm breaking down the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, before I get started, if this is your first time here and you like football, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join the growing community of football junkies and fans of all 32 NFL teams. Now, here's how my videos work. I'm going to start off with 3 things I like about the Philadelphia Eagles. Then I'm going to give you 3 things I don't like. Then I'm going to go over the schedule, preview the yearly win total odds, and at the end, I'm going to reveal if I'm going to put action down on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, let's start. 3 things I like about the Philadelphia Eagles. The first thing I like about the Philadelphia Eagles is the trade for A.J. Brown. Now, I love it when teams are aggressive and go after talent, but what I also like about adding A.J. Brown is he's a different type of receiver from what you already have. Now, as of right now, as I'm making this video, Jalen Reagor is on the team. It looks like the Eagles are interested in moving him, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's gone before the season starts. But last 2 leading receivers from last year, I'm not counting Dallas Goedert here. Huge fan of Dallas Goedert, by the way. Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins, these are slender, fast guys. Brown's like 225. He's built like a running back. So I love it when NFL teams have different types of wide receivers that do different things. It adds a lot of versatility to the offense. And with Brown, you have that. The second thing I like about the Philadelphia Eagles is the front 7 acquisitions. The Eagles are switching up their defensive scheme. They're going from a 4-3 to a 3-4 hybrid. In my opinion, it looks like they're trying to go to that standard 3-3-5 defense that almost all college defenses run. And what they did is they got players from the draft and in free agency to help fit this new defensive mold that they're running. In the draft, they got 2 Georgia studs in Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean. Now, I could talk about both players extensively, but just to save time, basically they got 2 key players to one of the best college football defenses I've ever seen. And then in free agency, you got Hassan Reddick, who has 23.5 sacks over the last 2 years. I'm going to bring up sacks later on in this video. And then you also got a very underrated free agent pickup in Kazir White. He had 144 tackles last year with the Chargers, 8th in the NFL. And he signed a 1-year deal, so if you can't re-sign him, Nakobe Dean can replace him in 23, or you could replace TJ Edwards, your middle linebacker, who also signed a 1-year deal. I think what the Eagles did is they signed these guys on a 1-year deal. The best player is going to stay, and Nakobe Dean's going to replace him in 2023. And another thing I love about this is that Nakobe Dean's not forced into a starting role in 2022. The third thing I like about the Eagles is the extra draft picks in 2023 and 2024. Now, the extra draft picks I'm referring to is the first round pick from the Saints in 2023 and the second round pick in 2024. And normally when I do these videos, I don't talk about things that are external from the 2022 season, but I think it's relevant here because I think what the Eagles did is absolutely brilliant. Hurts and Minshew are going to make combined just over $4 million this year. I didn't go through all 32 NFL teams, but I'm pretty sure only the Houston Texans are paying both their starting quarterback and backup quarterback less than what the Eagles are. I do know for an absolute fact no playoff team from 2022 is paying the quarterback position less than what the Eagles are. Now, why is this important? And it's because Hurts is on the 3rd year of a 4-year rookie deal. So if he doesn't pan out, the Eagles have extra draft capital to either trade for a replacement or to draft his replacement. And if things do work out and you sign Hurts on those expensive quarterback deals, you're going to have to cut from another position, which you have extra draft capital to draft that replacement. You can also play hardball with Hurts if you have to, and you could say if contract negotiations aren't going anywhere, hey, we have 2 first-round picks. We can draft your replacement, or you can trade for your replacement, and that's kind of a worst case scenario, but it is an option of what the Eagles can do because they do have those extra draft picks. So just to recap the 3 things I like about the Philadelphia Eagles, I like the trade for A.J. Brown, I like the front 7 acquisitions, and I like the extra draft picks over the next 2 years. Now, Three things I don't like about the Philadelphia Eagles. First thing I don't like about the Eagles is I have concerns over their offensive line. Now, if you're an Eagles fan, you may be telling me, hey, man, we got a good offensive line. What's going on? But your center, who I think will be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame very soon, turns 35 this year. And your starting right tackle, Lane Johnson, is 32. And over the last 3 years, he's missed about a season's worth of games. Your starting guard, Isaac Seumalo, has missed over a season's worth of games the last 2 seasons. And then Landon Dickerson, the other guard, missed a few games himself. So bottom line, offensive line injuries have been something the Eagles have been dealing with the last couple of years. So you have injuries, plus you have age at two key starters. This is a big red flag, especially when you combine this with the second thing I don't like about the Eagles, and that is Jalen Hurts is your leading rusher. In the NFL, there's a lot of quarterbacks that don't scramble and still miss games due to injury. But when your quarterback's your leading rusher in yards and attempts, and your offensive line's injury prone, it opens up a whole new set of problems most NFL teams don't have to deal with. Now, this is a playoff team that made big moves this offseason to improve. So having a quarterback who runs this much combined with an offensive line that is injury prone and has age at 2 key spots, this is a major red flag. Now, third thing I don't like about the Eagles is 29 sacks from last year. Now, the Eagles did address this issue with a combination of scheme change and adding Hassan Reddick. And both things are good ideas, but only the Atlanta Falcons had fewer sacks last year than the Eagles. Now, you're a playoff team from last year. You made big moves this offseason, but you still have to address the issue of being able to get to the quarterback. Fun fact, in last year's playoff game, you actually sacked Brady 4 times, but 2.5 of those sacks are from players that are no longer on the team. Bottom line, if you're going to advance in the playoffs, you're going to have to beat either Brady, Rodgers, or Stafford. You got to be able to put pressure on the quarterbacks, and whether the Eagles did enough is yet to be seen. Just to recap the 3 things I don't like about the Eagles. Offensive line concerns. Hurts being the leading rusher and 29 sacks from last year. Now I'm going to go over the schedule, the yearly win total odds, and then I reveal if I'm going to put action down on the Eagles. I think the Eagles, with the scheme change that they're undergoing, could be better later in the season than beginning in the season. So I think some winnable games early in the season is a big plus, and that's what you have here. The schedule overall, I think, is very favorable. 2 out of their first 3 games are on the road, but they're against winnable opponents. Now, they do have a bye week 7 before you host Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh week 7 travels to Miami, so that's a big advantage there. Week 9 is a Thursday night game before you host Washington on Monday. Washington plays on Sunday, week 9, before traveling to the Eagles week 10. So that's another advantage for the Eagles. Then after that game, 4 out of their next 6 games are on the road with 2 really tough home opponents. And I do like that the last 2 games of the season are at home. Now let's go to the schedule. Let's go through this again. Now I can see a 4-2 start. I think 4-2 is pretty realistic before the bye. And with extra rest weeks 8 and 10, I think 6-3 is pretty realistic before you can get to that 6-game stretch. And my question is, out of those 6 games, can you win 3, just half? Because I think you can win one of the final 2 games at home. So you have 7 games that you have. You're 7-4 with that 6-game stretch. And if you win half, that gets you to 10 wins. That's important because Caesars and Barstool have the yearly win total odds at 9.5. Over 9.5 is negative 140 at Caesars. Barstool is negative 134. For those of you that aren't familiar with sports betting, the negative 140 means I have to wager $140 to win 100. I'm actually expecting one or maybe both of these sports books to jump to 10, but as of right now, it's 9.5, and 10's the magic number. And I do think in that 6-game stretch, they can get 3. So I do like the over. I just hate the negative 134 and the negative 140. Those are bad numbers. But if it stays at 9.5, I probably will put a little bit of action on the Eagles. It'll be a small bet because I like the Eagles to win the NFC East, but I don't think the Eagles are a team that's going to advance in the playoffs. So over 10 wins, but barely. Now, this is my opinion. This is what I think. I really want to hear from you. What do you think? Drop a comment below. Let's talk football. Now, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Like the video. Give me the thumbs up and ring the bell. That way you're notified every time I come out with a new video. Tomorrow, I am breaking down the Pittsburgh Steelers, so I will see you tomorrow.